Subscribe or you'll be visited by the toll troll. Let's discuss less common ways to make easy money that don't involve working. 2 years ago I decided that I am never working again, and I am unironically much better off financially now. The wage cage is a scam. I use 3 or 4 different methods to be a lazy freeloader and still make above average money. I figured out a way to make some easy money. Basically, you download this app that gives you $1 a day for free called Fliff. It is a sports betting app, but I never spend any of my own money. When you win, you can cash out for real money or gift cards to eBay/DoorDash/Chipotle. So here is the trick. They try to get you to gamble your own money by stopping giving you the $1 a day on day 6. That sucks, right? Well, there is a solution. Just place a parlay bet where the end result is over $50, like pick related. This does 2 things. It resets the clock so you can get the $1 a day again, and if your parlay bet wins you get the $50. I haven't spent a cent and I've won a bunch of times and cashed out. Also, you can send them a letter in the mail and they will send you a $5 voucher. You can do this to get over $500. Pick of Part 2. Part 3 is adding a stamp and putting in mailbox. Second method involves selling my bodily fluids. I sell my blood plasma for $80 a session, or sometimes there are bonuses where I make up to $1,000 a month. I also attempted to become a sperm donor, but they would not take me because I am too short. Lastly, pretty much everyone that I am friends with knows that I do not do drugs, so I will sometimes sell my piss to friends for drug tests. This nets me maybe $200 a month. In a week I will check into a clinic and get paid $7,000 for staying there 12 days. They will feed me, provide Wi-Fi and a comfortable bed, as well as halls I can walk in for exercise. What am I doing? I'm a healthy human subject for medical research studies. I'll be taking a single dose of cancer medication to see if it is safe. Is it dangerous? I've been doing this for the past 2 years and never had any issues that lasted longer than a day. The worst side effect I've had was a bad headache, but most of the time, you can't tell you've had anything at all. If you're interested, it's worth traveling to other states to do them, assuming you're American. Many are paying over $10,000 currently. You can see them on the website studyscavenger.com or jaller.org, which stands for just another lab rat. Canada has some also. There is also a clinic in Belfast, Ireland, Solarian. And Perexel has clinics in Berlin, Germany and London, England. Just give your personal information to these online occasions anon. Don't worry about playthrough, anon, it's free money, I swear. See, look at all the guys saying it. Works anon, come on, you're missing out. I promise I'm not bumping this thread that should have been dead 2 days ago just because I'm trying to get referral bonuses and or advertising the sites in question. Cash out for $5. You have to gamble the coins first though, so you probably lose some, right? You can just send them unlimited cards? I mean, even if it only works once, it's worth the $2,000 you claim. Read the sweeps info, once every 5 days. A bunch of other stipulations, or they just throw the mail out. Once every 5 days? That'll take a while to get to $2,000 then at $5 a time. And yes, I know you have to follow the terms exactly. Maybe the t-shirt idea is better. I think you have to sign over your right to sue if it screws you up. They all have insurance for that, which will pay for your medical costs, and a monthly stipend for life. It is something like $10,000 per month. Lab rat. Okay, let's assume your idea. You do this probably 26 times a year. What do you think the long-term effects will be of getting $5,000 average for getting crap injected into you 26 times a year? Want to escape the system? Just be a human medical experiment for the pharmaceutical industry. It's heckin' safe and wholesome, Keanu Chungus. Anon, I'd have more respect for you if you told me you robbed banks or something. Sell moo blood to tiny hats for shekels. Rejected from selling sperm because mage manlet. Sell piss to friends. This is dystopian as heck. The fact there are sites that help people to find these medical studies, and that there is probably a subculture of people like OP going from one study to the next just to make cash, completely invalidates all of the studies. The only reason pharma hasn't taken countermeasures to prevent professional layabouts from screwing up their studies is that they're more interested in selling drugs to normies than they are in preventing NEETs from screwing up the testing. Lower your lifespan 40% like me goys. You're vaxxed maxed. We get it. Might as well med max and get the best of it on your way out the turbo cancer shoot hole. I had no idea about any of this. I can add something that helped me. It is only a small amount of money, but easy as heck. Just sign up for the mailing list for all the cigarette companies. They will send you coupons in the mail. Then you can sell the coupons on eBay. So it is really common to get coupons for $4 off a pack. They usually send you 3 at a time and they sell on eBay for $2 each. Am on a bunch of mailing lists and make about $100 a month from this. I only check my eBay account on Sunday and Weds. I donated sperm. They only required that you completed 2 years of college. There was a height requirement. They also made me do to a psychologist who asked a lot of probing questions to make sure I am not a psycho. I also had to have a bunch of lab tests done. They only required you to abstain for 2 days prior to donation. I would always donate on Thursday, so that meant no fapping or smecs on Moan or twos. I did it way back in 2016 and I got paid $125 per donation plus a $2,000 bonus every 6 months if I passed the STD screening. They also had some occasional small bonuses where they would pay double for a month if inventory was low. I just called and was turned down cause I took an antidepressant like a year ago. They said they need a 5-year minimum of no antidepressants before you can do any testing. But that was just one company, so I can just lie and try again for another one. I had no idea that sort of thing pays so well. The most freeloader thing I ever did was I bought a bot that likes and follows people then unfollows them later. Started like 3 to 4 different meme/car/hobby pages as they are fast to grow. Got them to about 15K in a month, but then it stalled as the bot started bugging out. Probably the easiest way is once you get like 200K plus followers you can start charging for posts, and there are even sites you can list it. For e.g. you could start a classy model type page and then once you get big get them to pay for promo. I have a decent living etc. now so don't have time, but if I have time to set it up I would do this on scale. You could also sell stupid topic related t-shirts or related products from a Shopify store to them. Craigslist free section. Resell everything you pick up there or use it for yourself. Anon, you're overthinking this. Just get a nothing job in some crappy office building. I have one and literally all I do is reply to a couple emails a day and attend one meeting a week where I say nothing. Like 2 months ago I clocked, went home, came back only to clock out for lunch, came back from lunch, and left for another hour before coming back. If you're wondering what I do, it's resource management, which means I order supplies. Industry is heckin' full of these jobs. I will rather trade crypto than gamble my life with every tablet I take. Awesome thread. I'll share a small tip I learned from my boomer father. You can call the customer service line of the companies that make the food you eat and very easily get tons of free food, free stuff in general really. Just find any little flaw and complain about it and they'll give you free stuff with pretty much no second thought. They're programmed to do whatever they can to make you happy, and they just want to get this over with and get rid of you with a smile on your face. They don't give a crap that they just gave away, however much worth of free food. For example, my dad had these big bags of chips that were supposed to be in bowl shape so you could scope salsa. Well, a few of them weren't in a bowl shape. He called up the customer service line and complained about it, and so quickly and easily they offered to send him coupons for a bunch of free bags. How easy it is depends on the employee and business, of course. How closely monitored the employee is perhaps, but I have never seen it fail. Take it from me, I work for Apple Tech Support. If your supposed promotion code for free Apple TV or whatever subscription isn't working, I'm not going to bother dicking around with trying to get proof of purchase for whatever the heck. I'm just going to generate a new code. If I get a bad customer survey, I'm just screwed no matter what. Doesn't matter if the customer was just mad because I was following company policy, and pretty much all call centers are the same. If you live in a big city, you can go to hotel breakfast every day of the week. Just wear decent clothes, walk in with confidence, and say a random room number or none at all. I have a classic beach car that can take up to 3 people besides the driver, me. I'm thinking about renovating and decorating it a bit and either use it as an overpriced Uber, which I have no idea it's even possible, or to give tours in tourist hotspots. Besides licenses and all that bureaucratic and legal bullcrap, how would I go about this? Can I start a one-person ride/tourism company with no qualifications? I'd rather not start any company at all and just do it under the table, but that's likely a bad idea. How would I market it? I'm considering buying some things with 3K credit then not paying. Easy W. Find items that have sold 5, preferably 10 or more times in your country. See if that item is on Amazon. List that item for sale, fix the JEET English they've written in the description. Up the price by 25 to 35%. Order the item off Amazon when you make a sale on eBay. And put the customer's address in as the delivery address. Did this for about a year until they banned my account. Apparently I listed some Chinese company's computer keyboards and they threatened eBay over it. Made an extra $100 to $200 every month, should have been more, but I started getting more into farming airdrops. And no, customers don't care that it gets delivered in an Amazon box. This thread reminds me of the homeless people that live in the tunnels under Vegas, who comb through sidewalk cracks for jewelry with gold/metal, pull gold from motherboards and dumpster dive for shoes to make $5 grand a month. Sure, you can make money if you do this crap all day, But at the end of the day, you're living in complete darkness in a sewer lined with crap water, with drug addicts who will steal from you, stab you, and if that doesn't happen, flash flooding will wash away all of the crap you've gathered. You can make decent money shilling crap on YouTube as a content creator. You don't have to always look at it in such extremes and compare yourself to people like Mr. Beast to PewDiePie as the only gauge of success. There are plenty people that host a simple cooking or gardening channel, or even just a channel where they talk about some hobby, get a few thousand viewers a month, and make like 100K per year barely working. As the old saying goes, it's usually more profitable to sell advice than to follow it. Define work. I collect photos from the internet and sell it to thirsty regards, pretending that I am a girl. One regard offered me $1,500 for a picture of my leg with his name written on it. I shaved my leg and he paid $1,500 for a photo of man's leg. Being from Eastern Europe, this alone covered more than a month of kneading. The cool thing about that method is that you don't need to spend too much time. You just create social media profiles once and people just write to me asking for photos. Less common ways to earn money by doing nothing is just poor cope for not putting at least 10% of your income into dividend and or growth stocks for the last 10 years of your life. There is no alternative. Go back to work, earn as much as possible, slap it into a Fidelity money market account for that sweet 5% a year with no effort. Then when the stock and crypto market craps itself, wait 8 months or November 2026 and then slurp that bottom low point from September to December 2026 and then ride it back up to 2029. I like writing and I am happy to be paid 65 plus G's to write. I feel like I've already won, and if I didn't have to work I would write. I draw scat furry porn, my commissions are always full and I'm not even public anymore. This isn't work because I like doing it. Freeloading off the government is easy if you use fake diversity. 1. Go to sam.gov. 2. Get a commercial and government entity program, CAGE, number, it's free. 3. Search sam.gov for things the government wants to procure or develop. Search for broad area announcements, BAs. Find BA topic area that you can reasonably bid on. 4. Go to cyber.gov. Search for Small Business Innovation Research, SBIR, and Small Business Technology Transfer, STTR, programs. Find a cyber you can reasonably bid on. These are effectively grants to do research or to commercialize government research. 5. Find a BA that requires a percentage of the contract to go to a small business, woman-owned business, veteran-owned business, disadvantaged category business, economically depressed area business. Pro tip, they all have those requirements. 6. Fill one of those requirements by either being that person or adding that person to your company. 7. Bid on said BA even if you cannot possibly fulfill the entire contract. Megacorp is going to win the contract, but they will need to have X number of subcontractors who fulfill the above requirements. They will have access to the names of all bidders. Your bid should spell out in detail what parts you think you can do well. You will get a call from Megacorp to be one of their subs so they can get the contract. 8. Because you are a token that is necessary for Megacorp to win the contract, you can overcharge Megacorporation. They don't care because they will just add it to the contract cost. 9. Profit. There, I just gave you 10K of advice. I'm not kidding. I was briefly a consultant and my company charged 10K for me to tell people that. I would also hand-hold them through the search, read, I found the BAs for them, and help them write their proposal, but the meat is right there. I guess he'll contribute something. I know a guy who makes around 1K per month participating in focus groups. He has a relationship with the people who organize them, so he gets called up first because they know he will fill up one of the spits they have. It's for all kinds of crap, including stuff that he technically isn't eligible for, but he just lies and BS his way through it. Focus groups are good. I'm doing one tonight about bagels, of all things. $150 for 1 hour and eating lunch. I think some of his are done over the phone or Zoom. But we live in New York City, so that might be a requirement even if it isn't in person. I would ask him, but we aren't on speaking terms. I actually wouldn't consider him a friend at this point, but that's irrelevant to this. He was trying to get me in on it a while ago. It just seemed like more trouble than it was worth with all the faking crap and have to be on call for it. You can turn down groups, but the guys are less likely to call you if you do that too much. I've always suspected that the opinions of focus groups were off somehow. I never really considered that the people may be lying about their backgrounds, but it makes sense. I looked into focus groups about a decade ago and they seem to only be located in big cities. Is Zoom an option these days for this? You think they wouldn't only want the opinions of hustle-bustle people who have exposed red brick walls just like their favorite TV show? I transcribe interviews and such for money and see focus group ones all the time. I never do those jobs because they have crap tier audio and like 10 speakers. The ones I see are all in person and large groups, And they'll talk about crap like what would make them buy a new microwave or whatever. Some are on Zoom, but these will be often one-on-one, or at most a group of 3 or 4 people, and tend to be about experiences like what a particular university was like or how they're finding working as a young beginner doctor or whatever. Get on any site that allows you to get a commission from t-shirt and hat designs. Find the hot topics in politics and make designs. I sold so many hats, t-shirts, mugs, and candles with a message of Free Palestine or Support Israel. Be the shovel vendor in a gold rush. Made a Redbubble account. No idea how to advertise. I did not think this through. I also buy cheapest small girly socks in bulk from AliExpress, put them inside my shoes so they are worn and smelly, and sell them to regards for $50 a pair. I use pictures of teen girls. I get photos from Russian social media because they are not indexed in Google, in case someone tried to reverse search. When someone asks for photo confirmation of me wearing socks, I just ignore them. I am a fat heterosexual middle-aged man. I will add what my mate once did between jobs if you are in the UK or another cuck country is go and work for cash at, let's say, a Chinese takeaway, etc. Then claim unemployment benefits. It's fraud, but so many do it, and I'd rather have someone from here do it than some useless eternally lazy parasite. Another obvious one is to rent a spare room, literally any room on sites like Airbnb. When I was dead broke, I rented a cheap folding bed out for $30 a night, and turned out there was some obscure conference center nearby. I didn't even have a working bathroom. Just got to be careful with it and have an absolutely empty apartment, and lock on your own door and treat your bedroom as a studio apartment. I'm in the weirdest situation ever. I used to play Fortnite with Mr. Beast and have recordings and DMs of him saying homophobic slurs and jogger to me. I didn't have an issue with it back then, but now a couple years later I offer the recordings to TMZ and they will run the story with all the stuff for a decent amount of money. How do I offer the Mr. Beast team the story instead without it sounding like straight blackmail, and does this stuff actually happen often outside of politics? I suppose it's a good story now with him virtuously standing up for the transgender dude.
As for you OP, I know this douchebag who's into clubbing, and he'd always send emails to places that make speakers and the such, posing as a club promoter and crap, and he'd ask for free stuff.
They once sent him a speaker that is like 4 feet long and costs a few grand for free. I imagine you could just do stuff like this and resell it the moment you get it. You're already doing clerical work, so this is just a little more. At what point are you just slaving for a wage but with less oversight? You remind me of this guy who would run between trolley stops asking for money, always the same, I'm just short $2, can you spare anything? And he would spend hours a day running like 4 blocks between 2 trolley lines, and it just seemed like a lot of work for some tax-free cash. Granted, I waste a lot of time on the internet, but it's spent having fun. What you're doing seems like a chore.